Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple, easy crown for a baby. Let's go ahead and get started. For today's video, we will be using this Red Heart soft yarn. I will be using the color lilac. You will need a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and a stitch marker. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin, we will start with a slip knot and a chain of 56 chains. So 1, 2, 3. Do your 56 chains and I will meet you back here. Okay, so now that I have done my 56 chains, go back to the beginning here and we are going to attach with a slip stitch into the first stitch. So go ahead and just pull through and through. Okay, now we're going to chain up 2 and we are going to half double crochet back into that same space. And now we will simply half double crochet into each of those chain spaces all the way around. So go ahead and do that and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. Here I am at my last stitch, and what I'm going to do into this space where that chain 3 is I'm just going to go ahead and work a half double crochet. Now go ahead and grab your stitch marker and place it into the stitch that you just made. Now we are simply going to go all the way around through both of the loops and continue to make 2 more rows of half double crochets. So you will have a total of 3 rows of half double crochets, and do that and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I'm back where my stitch marker is. After 3 rows I went ahead and worked 1 half double crochet. I'm going to work another half double crochet. Now we are going to skip 1 stitch and into the next stitch work 4 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we are going to chain up 2, and then we're going to work 4 more double crochets back into that same space. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we're going to skip this stitch and we are going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1, and into the next stitch we're going to work another half double crochet. Now we are going to skip the next stitch, and into the following stitch we will work 4 double crochets, chain 2, 4 double crochets all into that same space. So I will show this to you one more time, and this is going to be the repeat around. So there's 2 double crochets, here's 3 and 4. Now chain up 2 and work 4 more double crochets back into that same space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we're going to skip this space, and into the next we will work a half double crochet, and into the next stitch we will work another half double crochet, skip the next stitch, and begin working another point. So we will continue to do that all the way around. If you need to go back and rewatch, go ahead, but we work a point, skip a stitch, 2 half double crochets, skip a stitch, and then work another point. So go ahead and do this all the way around. By the end you will have 11 points, and I will meet you back here for the final row. Okay, so I did my 2 last half double crochets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 more because I actually do not want to put another point right here. Okay, So moving on to the last and final row, this is going to be slip stitches and picot stitches. So what we are going to simply do is we are going to slip stitch into that first stitch. Make sure you put your stitch markers so you know where you made that first stitch at. And we are going to slip stitch to the top of the crown. So make sure you are not doing this too tightly. But we are going to slip stitch all the way up to the chain 2 space. Okay, so here's the chain 2 space for our point. So we are going to do this all the way around. So we are going to slip stitch into that space. We are going to chain up 2, and then we are going to slip stitch back into that same space, pulling through just like that. So that's our picot. So now continue to slip stitch your way all the way back down and to the other side of the point. And we will just continue to do this all the way around, going into each one of these stitches here. And in the top, when we get up here, we will slip stitch, chain 2, and then slip stitch back in there. So go ahead and do that all the way around, and it does give your points just a little bit more definition. Okay guys, and this is what it looks like once you get all your picot stitches done. So now you can go ahead and remove your stitch marker, and right there when you make your last slip stitch, just draw up an extra loop like that. Leave a bit of a tail for sewing, and go ahead and pull through. If you did want to make this in a smaller size, just go ahead and begin with less chains. And then you just go ahead, go through and sew in your ends. But that is what it looks like when we are all finished, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me your feedback down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day.